Ready, guys? Yep. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Josh,
Yes.
Bob Shank,
Yes.
Frank Ford,
Yes.
Tom Reeves.
Yep. Yep.
All right, can I get a motion to approve our minutes from the reorganizational meeting?
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, do we have any petitions or requests from the floor tonight?
Everybody's happy, huh? Good. It's always a good way to start it.
Let's move on to department reports. I don't have a monthly financial report right now for December. Until Kathy finishes up her year-end stuff, and she'll have that for us. So onto the highway.
Oh, Josh, I've got something for that.
Okay,
It's been reported that there's been some files in the filing cabinet been misused and were rearranged and gone or whatever. And there's also been reported that somebody else has been in there. We need you to know that that's for you and you alone. You are the one that took the oath of office.
sure.
So,
There's a bunch of financial reports that are not in the drawer that need to be turned back and put back in the drawer because Kathy can't finish her stuff without them there. So she doesn't know where you guys put them, but they need to be back.
Okay, they must be in a different, they must be in a different spot because they're
Yeah,
here.
well, they aren't where she had left them and she needs them and wants them because she can't finish her year-end reports without them. So she was very upset when things in that drawer were touched, so.
Okay,
And that drawer has personnel records and things in it that I don't even look at, Tim doesn't look at, nobody looks at except for you and Kathy.
mhm.
So the fact that Jenny was in that drawer is not okay. And that's what the board is addressing.
Sure, that's okay. I understand the concern. There was a lot of organization and stuff that needed to happen, but
But you wouldn't take
it's-
your wife to well-known to organize your files is the issue that they have. You don't take a spouse to organize your work office. That's just not how it works. It's a government job. It's not a game. It's really what the board was concerned about. And I'm speaking because some of them are a little shy at the moment, but they've all addressed it with me and they were very concerned and they want it taken seriously, so.
that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate, addressing it instead of, letting it go. It won't, I assure you, it won't be an issue going forward. So.
Thank you.
well, there was a big thing about transparency. I mean,
Mhm.
this is something we've got to go along with.
For sure.
Yep.
I mean, certainly nobody would be back in my office without me being there, that's obvious.
Well, it's the files. You
Mhm.
gotta,
Stuff is confidential.
that's confidential stuff.
If you needed help to reorganize, it should be Rebecca probably, because she's a town official.
Mhm.
If you needed help to do something like that, Josh, it's just something we've never had.
Yeah, that's okay. I was trying to dig out from under it and,
Yeah. Yep.
I made
Oh, we
a step,
understand.
so,
Mhm.
We just want you to know our
Just-
concern.
Yeah.
That's all.
yeah. Sure. Yeah,
Okay, so everything was going good for a while. Obviously, we've had a couple storms that we've gone through and made some pretty good progress and success on that. The new Volvo truck, went back to Buffalo Mac. We found that, switch 6 and 7 didn't work on the auxiliaries, we had no power there. We looked at it, couldn't find nothing because the wiring harness is big. So it went up to Buffalo Mac, it's been a week up there, thank God we had the backup truck, thank you for not selling that, and we had a reserve. So what they found was in manufacturing, the wiring harness was put in and then they put the dash components in, and when they put the dash components in, it smushed the wiring. Caused a cut in the wire, which had live power on. So with that cut in that wire, who's to say what could happen? You know, the truck could have burned up, could have lost a shot, lost everything, so thank
That's how
God.
they lost the shop in West Seneca.
Yeah, so thank God
Short it out.
we found that there was no power to them switches and it went up there and they took care of it and gone through it. It's now back in service. My pickup, the DEF fluid tank, the heater is bad in it, so that went back up to upstate. He got me right in, it was great. Called him, he said, yep, get it up here, so took it up there, dropped it off. It'll be there 3 to 5 days, waiting for a part coming from North Carolina. So that one's up there, and tonight we just had the carrier bearing going out of the 18550. So I've got parts coming, but we've got a storm coming also, so it may be down a couple days. So we will get the backup truck back out, and you'll see probably a big truck around the lake sanding this stuff, because that's all we got.
Yep.
So there will be a big truck. We're gonna try to keep it the same way we plow with a little truck, you know, so it's not totally bad. So other than that, everything's going good. The excavator's on track for May. The other 1 ton should be in May also to be sent out to be body put on. Youth Commission called me the other night, the door on the pool blew off. Chris and Katie took care of it, and I looked at it and it's gonna need some rebuild. So we'll tackle that in the spring. We'll get there, get the guys on it, and we'll get a new door for it. So it needs a new door, probably a jam and some 2x4s, so. She's old, it's been there since I was a kid, you know, it was before I was a kid, I'm 50, so.
Was that when I was a kid?
Right.
I was gonna say that, I didn't want to add on to that, but yeah, I knew where it was
So
going.
we'll adjust that, so as many people don't know, we don't have the funds like the state of New York does, run salt up and down the road all night long. In the event that we're gonna have a rainstorm coming, because we don't want ice freezing to our roads and we have hills and it's terrible, so you're gonna drive through some snow. And we're gonna let it rain on it and then we'll plow it off. It's easier to plow that off than it is to plow clear ice off. It doesn't come off. And we don't have the funds to do what state of New York does. At $50 a ton or $60 a ton, I think it is. I haven't bought it this year, but they run truckloads, so 20 ton, that's where your tax dollars are going. I mean, they're putting it down. We can't afford that, so in the event that you're gonna see rain in the forecast and there's snow before it, you will drive through snow, because we won't plow it off until it rains on it, so. And that way we can get rid of it easier. That's the only way we can afford it. You
Makes
know,
more
I don't
sense.
wanna see $300,000 laying in the ditch. You know? But
Makes
so-
more sense.
unfortunately, the other night when we had all that slushy rain, I come up over Felton Hill in my car and didn't have trouble. I had one on Canada Hill, he had a little trouble. But I didn't, we didn't wanna plow it off because it would have been really bad.
Yeah.
But we got home, got it taken care of. We'll do the best we can for you, but that's where we're gonna run it, you know.
You guys are doing a great
You
job.
won't see
That's
Bear
right.
Road when there's rainstorm coming, you won't. Till after the rain, then we'll get on it and get at it.
For school buses.
School buses, usually they're closed.
By the end of it closes.
Right, yeah, they call me, and that. Unfortunately, that school is one of the worst schools for tires on buses. I've got Franklinville and I've got West Valley in the school district in our town, and they just barrel right through, you know, I get it, that Pioneer's a big school and they don't wanna put snow tires on their buses, I get it. But the rest of them go up over Canada Hill, Felton Hill, Riceville Road, no problem. And that's the school that I gotta deal with all the time, so unfortunately. We do the best we can with what we can get them there, so. Yep,
Thank you.
yep. Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Do we have anything for water or sewer tonight?
The water district, the only thing was talking about, whether you guys wanna start a committee or to go talk to Otisaka about how we need to adjust their water bills.
How we're gonna bill them.
Oh,
Because they've been getting billed for only, 1 unit per meter, which is not how the rest of the town is billed. Everybody is billed per commercial unit or per residential unit. So if you have an apartment, a building with 4 apartments, you pay the $51 minimum quarterly fee times 4, plus whatever water usage you have. Otissaga hasn't done that.
Hmm.
And since we thought, a couple, talking with Brandy and Tom and people, thought since we're redoing and trying to make the water district self-sufficient and profitable for the first time in years, that since we put new meters in and it changed everything, then now would be the time to address that with Otissaga. Just the number of buildings they have, they should be paying an extra at least $1,200 a quarter on top of what they're paying. Which isn't fair. Why should the rest of the community that's on the water district pay for Otisaga's? Otisaga doesn't pay taxes. So it's not that they're contributing to the town in any other way.
I think the only thing they pay is their
They
sewer.
pay their sewer,
That's it. You know,
but they don't pay property taxes on that $2.5 million that's sitting there. And so why should they get a break on the water bill as well? I mean, the rest of the town doesn't get a break and they're on low budgets. So it's something that, Tom thought maybe a couple of the board members would set up a meeting with Otissaga to.
before we drop the
work
bomb
that out,
on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe
to
we
work
can discuss
out,
it with
yeah,
them and
to work
maybe
it
we can
out
come
with
out with a
them.
happy medium somewhere.
I like
Um,
that idea.
Yeah, I don't have an exact count of buildings, but just from looking online.
We might have to work with them and come up with a
Mhm.
different, I mean, we did spend quite a bit of money on our meters so we can make our water district,
Mhm.
better.
Did we ever send them a letter? I know there was talk about it, but
No.
I don't think so. I think we
They
just
paid that
kind of
bill.
discussing it here and what we should do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care, Bob, if you wanna,
Yeah, you and I can do it.
we get a hold of the caretaker down there and maybe we can sit down with him and probably you too, Josh, and we'll get
Yeah.
a meeting together and
that's a
try
great
to come
way.
to a,
Yeah,
Frank's a good negotiator with numbers, so maybe we'll drag him in with us too.
Not a problem, I'll do it.
because the one thought I had had as far as if there is a change in the way that what they're used to, I'm sure they've got their budget set for this year and stuff. I thought maybe we could do somewhat of a phased approach, so they're not getting,
Okay.
significant changes.
Yeah, I'm not sure
all
when
at
their
once.
budget comes due or something, but you're right, maybe the sooner the better, Josh, so,
Yeah,
I'm here until Monday, so maybe I'll try tomorrow. To get a hold of somebody over there and see if we can line up a meeting of the minds and see what we can come up with, and then Rebecca can come up with some. Cost of which way, both ways it would go both ways,
okay,
okay?
sure, thank you,
Nothing from the sewer district, everything's quiet right now.
okay. Rebecca, do you have anything as far as?
The only thing I put in your little packets, this text my gov is, they called a few times and I put them off and then I have like, well, whatever, I'll bring it to the board. I don't have a cost because they want to come in and make a presentation, but, they want to set up where you can text all of your citizens. It's like a easy contact way of the citizens contacting you and you contacting them. I never brought it up before because we're sort of in the stone age of technology. I mean, we're starting to move forward with the town, but I don't know if it's something that anybody would even be interested in, so we'll sort of.
Was there any, did they give you any idea?
No, they won't give me cost. They want to know if the board's even open to the suggestion, and then they want to make a presentation. And I said I would put it up the flagpole and see if I get a seat.
Just haven't thought about that at all.
Like to know what the cost is.
Yeah.
I'll tell them
Yeah.
that. I'll tell them that when they call, but yeah, I did try, but yeah, I have no idea.
Hmm.
So,
That's what I need, though, somebody else texting me.
I know.
Let me see.
Do we have anything from our justices tonight?
Well, we gotta audit our books tonight, but before we go back, I'd like to thank the town board and all the town officials for all the support that they give the justice department in this town. I've been a judge for 43 years here now, and I've had continuous support and look forward to working with everybody in the future. This is a great town to live in. Believe me, I've been here for 75 years and I know. So from here on out, same as always, work together for the betterment of the town. Thank you, officials.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And you can audit our books now if you want. go to executive session, we got them all laid out in the back room. Or you can wait till the end.
You guys want to do?
Up to you.
Oh, we'll wait till the end, I guess.
Okay.
I got a report from Scott for code enforcement here to give us an update. So for January. This would be January so far, we have 3 building permits issued. 1 certificate of compliance, 1 stop work order. Something on the other category, and we have 25 open permits right now. Scott says, code enforcement software is up and running for the first permit of 2004. We'll phase out a paper system as permits are closed out. We'll convert ongoing property maintenance issues to the new system. The stop order was issued for 9807 Route 16, complete renovation without a permit.
She did get a permit after that.
He said it's permit since filed.
Yeah.
That's what he's got in.
Up permit since filed.
He just
Yep.
wanted to include some of the forms that the new system will print out, so you can see, he's been pretty happy. The learning curve for him, but he's been pretty happy with it.
How about our youth commission?
Well, we don't have much to report tonight, just that we decided on our recreation dates to be Monday, July 7th, or July 8th to Friday, August 16th.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great job. Kids are enjoying it.
All right, moving on. I have just some communication points here to go over with you guys quick. I did receive an email from the new supervisor in Franklinville, a week and a half or so ago regarding our dog contract, with them, which I had sent out to you guys. I reviewed it and I think it seems pretty thorough. I didn't see a need for any real change at all. I wanted to get your guys' input if you had any before I responded back to her.
They kept it at the same
It's just-
cost, is it like 6,000 or
They
something?
didn't
like that?
have, it doesn't have a number in the contract.
I think it's around 6 or something like that. I think that's what we paid.
So, yes.
I'm not exact.
650, yeah, it went up since a few years ago, so
Okay.
there
It
was
was like 65.
6,500, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's still cheaper than us trying to have our building going and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It works out better.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
I
with it.
see, I see with it.
I see no problem with it.
I don't either, but, and she's done a good job.
Yep.
Yes,
And she didn't mention a cost increase at this point, she just wanted us to review it, so
Okay.
it may be nothing. Just a quick thought, I've been talking with some different grant writers just to wrap my head around what kind of options are out there, what things we may be able to qualify for or not. I know we did work with a couple of ladies, I guess, previously that aren't able to do that now, so I'm just trying to gather information right at the moment and see if we come across somebody that works out for us and they have some,
It's definitely something we should look into,
yeah.
especially with,
yeah, I will say especially.
especially with this building. I think,
Mhm.
if it comes that we have to do repair, I mean, it's a historical building, so there should be something out there, hopefully, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for too. Just in the process of looking at some grants and stuff like that, I came across, the unclaimed funds page on the Office of the State Comptroller, and actually the town of Machias does have some unclaimed funds,
About $20,000 or so.
hopefully. Now, so they don't tell us right away, but I printed something off for you, Rebecca, it's gotta be notarized and
Okay.
sent in, but I thought it's a good reminder for everybody to check that website, because so many people have unclaimed funds that they just don't know about. So, I thought maybe this week sometime or whatever, I would see if you wouldn't mind posting I'll give you the link, or you probably already have it.
Yep.
So people can check to see.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you. other side note, I received a letter from Joel this week, with a hourly increase for 2024 for his legal services. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to see that at all,
What is, what is,
just,
what's the change?
like $20 an hour more. So I'll make mention of it.
Just across the board, $20 increase, is that what he's doing?
Yeah, I want to.
I don't know about the paralegals.
Yeah, yeah, or the.
I mean, at this point, we don't have an option.
Right.
Might be my fault when I called to introduce myself.
No, no. No,
So then we have some old business to move on to here. We still are dealing with this highway bonding law thing, which when I talked to Joel, he had said he was gonna have something ready for us by the end of the week, but I haven't received anything, so he must not. He doesn't have it done yet, I guess, but that should be soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll try to follow up with him this week and see if it's
I'm
coming.
waiting for you to pay that next pay.
Yeah. maybe. And then I have, we have to discuss the Otisega thing, but we already discussed that, so we've handled that, and then just wanted to address, the issue that's been brought forth on, for 200 Long Point Drive too. I've just been trying to get up to speed a little bit on it. Some of you guys might be a little bit more aware of what's happened and where we're at, but I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that right
Josh,
now.
I can give you some background of that. Since
Yeah.
you're new, that's why I'm here.
Sure,
I'm Tim Hope from 200 Long Point.
yeah,
I've been trying to get a building permit since September.
yes.
I've had an issue with a drain line that doesn't come up on my deed
Mhm.
for my property that apparently belongs to the town, that's direct runoff to the lake. That I'm trying to get an understanding of what I have to do with this pipe,
Mhm.
whether I can move it, whether I can build over it, whether I can relocate it.
Mhm.
Okay, a decision has to be made. It's been 5 months. My costs are going up. I was gonna break down in September, break ground in September,
Mhm.
okay? It's the first of the year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Okay, I'm still at the same point.
Yeah,
I need some help here.
Yep.
I need a decision, somebody that can make decisions, to make a decision, meet me out there and let's come up with a conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well-
Honestly, I've had enough, but I have a lawyer. I had to get a lawyer.
Mhm.
Okay, my lawyer talked to whoever, he's having trouble getting appointments with your highway superintendent, which I don't know why, cause he lives in the town, so. That really shouldn't be that hard, my guy's coming from Buffalo. All right, but we need to address this. You know, you're affecting my livelihood and my family,
Mhm.
Let me address
Okay.
that part of it.
well, give me time to talk first, bud.
Okay,
okay.
you wanna throw me under the bus? Don't do that. It don't work that way.
Let me have the floor,
You got it.
okay? I need an answer on this, I need a decision made.
Mhm.
It's structural pipe, I should be grandfathered in, I could build over it. Okay, I already talked to my architect,
Yeah.
give me some guidelines.
Well,
Josh,
first-
I know you're new,
Yeah,
I don't mean to jump all over.
I
you,
know.
Okay,
I
this
can,
is frustrating for me
Mhm.
and my family, I'm trying to get it worked out.
Yep. I can certainly, I
It's
appreciate
been
your
5 months,
frustration
and
here.
there's been no movement,
So,
been very irritating, I don't know your gentleman, you know, the new gentleman's name here too.
Nick.
Nick, nice to meet you.
sure.
So I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad I'm on the paperwork,
Yeah, that's why it's on there.
I
'Cause
appreciate
wanna-
that
We gotta
very
get it
much.
figured out, but,
because it's been
yep,
log jammed for 5 months,
sure.
and it needs to start moving down the water.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Tim. If we just take a step backwards real quick on it, I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, from like the minutes that I read from December. It sounds like this is a New York State right away
Correct.
issue.
It's under the easement law of that.
Mhm.
Okay, so back in the day when they built the lake, all the pipes, all the roads were turned over to the town. So now they're a town issue. Okay? So that is us, that's ours. The state law says that's, you got the. paper?
Yeah, let me get-
Yeah. So this is gonna go a lot higher now than what it has to be, cause I'm done with it. So it's gonna be engineered by the state, it's gonna be engineered by an engineer, not a cost to the town. I'm done with it. So whatever plans you had plans is gonna stop, so. By the state law, that is, she's got the paper. And I already called the state lawyers on it, so.
You haven't showed me anything in paperwork.
So
where
I
this
talked
is
to,
all come
I
about,
talked
okay?
to your lawyer, I told him we'd meet with him out there, okay? I was sick, he said no problem, so whenever he was available, he would get a hold of me and we'll go from there. So. Under this New York State drainage law,
Like 26 or something.
yeah, something like that, I had my page marked, I didn't bring it. It's called, prescriptive drainage law. Yeah, it's prescriptive drainage law. The water will always run that way, so that's why whoever built the lake back in the day put a pipe in, put the DI box on the other side of the road, and that's where they drained. Unfortunately. Somebody let the previous owner, build over top of that pipe, which should have never, ever happened. But that's the thing that happened way back, way before my time. So prescriptive.
So grandfather me in and let me build over. it and be
No,
done
I don't
with it.
think that can happen, because that was
Why not? It's
way before
structural
that,
pipe.
that was there way before that.
It's structural pipe.
So this is a prescriptive drainage
keep
law, it
building.
tells you everything that's where, how water runs and everything like that.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've dealt with it with soil and water conservation, so. As far as that, it is what it is. It should not come out of the taxpayers' money because it's been there way before the house was put in. So. Taxpayers should not fund that. So if something's gonna happen, it's gonna come off their dime. Yeah, not our dime, so. And that's the way I'm gonna present it, and that's the way it's gonna happen. So,
So let me relocate it in my dime and be done with it. Why we
engineered.
for 5 months?
Engineered with a right of way to the lake, we gotta have an 8-foot right of way, so we can, if we ever have to change it, it's gotta be taken care of.
You don't have,
So
there's no
it's gotta be,
jurisdiction for that pipe right now.
it is, technically there is. We're covered
I have
under,
nothing on my deed.
we're covered under the state law, we're covered under that, so it's all covered under New York State. Sorry for the problem, but
Right,
that's
so
the way
your,
it's
so
done.
your stance right now is that that lake there.
Yep.
That pays probably 60-75% of your property
It
taxes
is what it is.
here. You guys just don't give a shit. You're
Right.
telling me to go pound salt and nothing can be done there. Is that what you're telling me?
We're gonna go fight it through the courts then, plain and simple, that's how we're gonna do it.
And we can work this out among people, town members, family,
So
friends.
if we do it for you, now I gotta go to 82 Potter.
There's a lot of stuff
do all
wrong
that.
with that lake over there, Tim. You and I both know that.
It is.
It's been done like that for years.
Right.
Let's
It
just
should
work
be.
through it
It should be.
individually with each one at a time.
It should be taken care of now instead of kick the can down
You
the
should be
road.
helping these
So-
people instead of trying to refuse them.
So,
I really can't understand why you're stopping and put a roadblock up.
I don't, that's not my
I don't-
problem.
I don't-
The pipe is there.
There's a right of way
Oh, oh, oh,
down
oh.
for me.
Uphill.
That pipe, no, it can be redone downhill, bud.
I know.
Pipe can go uphill, pipe can go downhill,
Right,
okay?
but not on the town's dime.
so,
Okay, it can go downhill and then back out the right of way, and nobody ever has a
The
problem
taxpayers
with this
should not have
again.
to fund that. The taxpayers should not have to fund that.
so what I was hoping to.
Josh, I'd like to have a decision on this, some way or another.
But it could be done.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to accomplish is that we're taking the next step forward, which I think you're.
To the lawyer. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to the lawyer.
But you said there was gonna be a meeting. You were.
Yeah,
planning something up
with
with
their
them.
lawyer. So, and I will discuss it with their lawyer, what's gonna happen. what
And
we're
the
gonna have.
state,
Give him a phone call,
But yeah,
he's on the phone.
Yeah.
State.
and the state is also involved with this.
Yeah, I contacted them for all of this information.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so
That's what I say.
I guess the way I see my role in this, Tim, is just to help facilitate that the ball continues to roll and it doesn't just stop
And it
again.
has to go through
Yeah.
litigation,
I can't eat.
Don't have-
and there's no other way. Is that what you're saying?
I don't, I don't want that.
Well, unless we come to a,
Can, but somebody
let me
legally can't do
intervene
it.
here a little bit. Hang on just a minute.
unless we can come to a decision with this, so that, like you just heard Tim say, it's not a taxpayer's problem.
Right.
It's your problem on your property that you're trying to make a different thing.
Let me,
So it should be on your dime, if we can move that pipe somehow or other, and on your property to redirect that water. We can't build over the top of it, and I don't care if it's not on your deed, it's covered under New York state law. That's why that law's there, to protect us. So I guess the agreement would be, if you're willing to put it on your dime, to do whatever the engineer says to change that so you can build your building.
you give me,
That
you
must
give
be
me an
where we're at.
engineer to review it and check my installation, and I'll move that thing on my own, without any paperwork or nothing, just discussion.
Well, let's see if we
Because
can
we
do
don't
that
need to
out
go
with the,
through-
with the,
I'm
with
not
the
dragging,
attorneys.
you're not dragging
Hey.
me through $50,000 worth of engineering.
I'm not trying
To
to,
get this done.
we gotta get it done right. It's gotta be
That's
done
right.
the
And
proper
I'm a
way.
pipe fitter by trade, I told you
Okay,
guys that,
yep, yep.
and I know this shit. So I
Okay.
can get this done on my own,
Okay,
and have it done right, and
Yep.
all I need is you and pictures.
well, we
You
need to
take
have
it
the,
and Send it to your
I guess
guy,
we
if
gotta
it's
put the
good,
two
we're good.
lawyers together and see what we can come up with. So we don't have to go down the whole big road.
Well,
Let's
keep-
see if we can
well,
do
let's
that,
keep
all right?
talking about it,
Yep,
okay?
yes.
That's it. I mean,
Mhm.
I got screwed out of fall bill, I'd like to maybe stick to spring bill. If you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Yep, that's fair, that there's updates that,
So I hope
Hopefully within the
you
next-
all
His
find it, come up with
engineer
an
come up
answer.
with a plan, present it to us, and we okay it.
Yeah.
Didn't Derek-
It should not go out
If
of
you want to
bounds.
do something like that,
Absolutely.
get your engineer to come up with a plan.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well,
We gotta
do it the right way.
He's a highway superintendent, he should know how this shit goes. He could come out.
He's
and
not an
supervise
engineer.
me and
He's not an
tell me
engineer.
what to do.
He's not an
He's
engineer.
done it before, Tom.
I
You
know.
must know.
I know, but I can't do it on my own. I can't do that over in New York State.
Yeah, so job me up 50 grand and have me pay people that don't know, have to,
We just said, if you can get your engineer to do it,
I'll get an engineered product to put in that pipe, in that ground and relocate it, and what else do I need?
okay, well, let's get together with,
Better, yeah, it's all gotta be designed.
it's all gotta,
Yeah,
let's
so
get
we
together
gotta-
with the attorneys, so that's the first step. That's the first step.
We're talking-
If you're not happy with that, then we'll just leave it where it is.
Leave it, I'm happy to leave it where it is.
No, not leave the pipe where it is. If you don't wanna move forward with our attorney and your attorney getting together, then we'll just forget it and you won't be building. So let's try to get this next step done, and then we'll go from there.
It's easy to say when you're not putting the bill, Tom.
I had to do it when I did my building.
So it's on your property and Frank's property, you guys be bitching up a storm.
I got a drain that runs right down the center of my
Sure,
piece
little
of property.
snowball-
I got a drain that runs right down the center of my property.
Sure does.
All right.
We had to take care of it once.
Yep,
Absolutely.
I've been
So,
doing
as
this
I
for
say,
22 years to be argued with
Yeah.
that.
just let us know if you need. any
okay, we
thoughts.
got another, well, we're happy in the beginning now, well, now we got a little action going on, we'll be all set.
Should not come out of the taxpayers, that's all I said.
Well, yeah, no, but he's willing to do
If
it.
he's
Yeah,
willing
That's
to
fine.
do it,
He's
yeah.
gonna engineer it.
Why wouldn't he just
He's
hire an
gonna be
engineer?
involved.
But-
Everybody's gonna be involved. Plain and simple, you're going into a natural water,
Mhm.
it's gotta be done right,
Well, it's gotta be done.
Gotta
yeah.
be done right.
so.
But if he hires an
But
engineer,
you buy an engineered pipe, like he just said, I can buy engineered pipe anywhere. But it's that person that stamps the thing, says, okay, now you've got a salt drain or a sand drain before it goes into the lake. There's a lot of steps to
Yeah.
that.
You've got the right size pipe for the amount of water that's gonna flow
Right.
through it.
There's.
That's
a
the
lot-
big thing
Right.
right there.
There's a lot to deal with that.
There is.
We already had Derek out there to look at it.
Right.
need to hire an engineer and stamp it, maybe use it.
Right, it's gotta be, and.
The
it
next
should
step,
be
John,
done.
is let's try to get the meeting together with
Yeah.
these two guys and the attorney, and if that's what we decide to let them do, if get an engineer,
Right.
we get it okayed. And it's okay, it's gonna be on his dime, not our dime,
Like I said.
and that's where it's
It's a
gotta
tight pipe.
Yep.
It's gotta give us a
Yep.
8 foot right of way at
Yep.
least.
Yep.
To get it fixed, just like we have down beside you.
be. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, we'll be down the
Right.
same trail.
Right,
Mhm.
can't kick the can down the road anymore, guys, it's gotta happen. This is-
All right, so,
this is the big boy.
Who wants to line the meeting up?
Well, I already talked to, I emailed the lawyer.
Okay.
So. we'll-
Email him
we'll
again,
set
see
up
what you
a
get.
date To come
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, and then just let Josh know, so
Right.
Josh.
Absolutely.
knows what's
Absolutely, will.
going on. Okay,
Perfect. Thanks for your
yeah,
effort.
no
Tom.
problem, man,
Just a difficult situation.
yep,
yeah, well, it's
And-
difficult.
it wasn't like he didn't know about
Right.
it.
And we've said this right from the beginning.
Right, it's not like it was a surprise, it's there.
Yeah,
You lived
he
there
kinda
forever.
inherited the
Family's
property.
seen it.
They were just good friends that didn't check it.
Right. And that's-
Everybody was
that's-
using you, the
that's the
wild,
thing.
wild west of building in the Machias, and it's not the wild, wild west. God is very thorough,
Right.
Mhm.
so.
All right, does anyone else have any old business that we didn't get to or talk about yet? No? All right, on to new business. This is a better subject, one that I'm excited to talk about, and this is, I've mentioned it to each of you guys about considering adopting a planning board here in Machias to help us move forward as a board into our visions for the town. I just wanted to bring up a couple of points about it. Really, it's just having another group of people to work together on a clear vision. This is more of a longer term vision for the town. We need a comprehensive plan for our town, as you know, right now, we're just kind of piggybacking off the counties, and that doesn't necessarily fit us here in Machias as good as it could. We talked about grant opportunities already. I believe that there's a lot of them out there that we don't know about, that we haven't researched, that we could qualify for. But in order to qualify, they want to see that we have a plan, that we have a vision, and a planning board is a great first step for that. We talk about community festivals. A planning board would have a hand in researching that and possibly bringing a festival back here in Machias. And really, it just helps to support us as a board. That's really what I've heard from talking to other planning board members in other towns, is that it's just a great help to the board. It's still the board's decision in the end, but they bring a lot of information to the table. And it helps.
I think, Josh, before we get to the planning board stage, I really think we should do some research on zoning.
Well,
I mean, that goes hand in hand, but you gotta have one before the other, and I have a friend, very good friend, actually, Danny Brown, he's a supervisor for the town of Great Valley.
mhm,
And they went through the same situation that we're headed into. And how they went through it and how they set their system up. And he would be more than glad to come over and talk with us about the whole situation and give us some ideas, give us some guidance, give us an idea of what direction to head. But yeah, I agree, we need a planning board, but I think we have to have the zoning to go along with it. There's too many of these things that are sneaking in behind us and we've got to stop it.
right. And I agree with you that we need some type of smaller scale zoning that fits us here in Machias, which is part of what the planning board is in place to do. They research that, they talk to the people that are ahead of us in that regard and research that. So I just feel like having a group of citizens involved and working towards it is really the good first step. I did talk to Joel about it this week, and he agreed with me that the planning board is really the first step in this. And so that's what I would like to see. The way that it would work is you have to have at least 5 members, no more than 7. They have to be US citizens, they have to be Machias citizens, they have to be at least 18 years of age. And then we would have a chairperson, and then they would have staggering terms just for continuity's sake. And then what would happen is the first step, and this is what I'm asking for, is that we would first gauge for community involvement. We would put out an ad in the paper, on our Facebook page, word of mouth, and look for individuals who would be willing to serve on such a board and serve our town in that capacity. Assuming we get the interest, then as a board, we would narrow that down to 5 or 7 people and then go from there. So we wouldn't formally adopt a planning board until we knew we had the interest. And then we would set forth the plan and start moving forward with it. That's what it would look like. And then, so at that point, we would have a resolution to adopt those members to the planning board, and then Joel would then write a local law to establish a planning board under town law section 271. I just kind of confirmed within the order of things and how that would happen. On the board, I would really like to see a member from our lake community to represent that area, a member from our farming community, And also a business person from our community so that we can have a well-rounded group of people to sit together, meet together and research these things. So what I'm asking you guys for tonight is just to be able to go ahead with gauging the community interest and see what kind of interest we get back and see if we even have, the people to serve in such a capacity. And then take, a step after that.
Well, I think we need a planning board. There's no question about
Yep.
that. I'd like to see that also.
And with Bob, what Bob is saying,
Well, like I
I think
said,
the first
We need
objective would be
zoning,
zoning.
But,
would be zoning, and I'd like to do
here's the
some more
problem.
research on
They
that.
have no zone.
Mhm.
What can the planning board
Do,
could
Do
do? What are they
without
gonna
zoning.
do? Well, I'm gonna build a strip club over next to down next to the solar panels we hate. I mean, there's no zoning. There's nothing to stop anybody from doing anything at this point. So we really need, and we don't
Yeah.
need, we talked about this. We don't need a massive
Right,
city zoning.
no,
Right.
But we should have, this is residential, this is agricultural, this is
A
our
little
business
bit of
district.
Control of the situation.
no,
And I think that would be a plus, without question,
definitely.
without question.
No,
I mean, I'd love to see us get this business district looking like something,
yeah,
Mhm.
you know?
all our little towns out here struggle and
Well, every time,
we try to do the best we
everyone,
can do.
you know,
But
I'm in
a planning
bunch of
board,
them,
yep, a planning board is,
so-
as you know, guys
Yeah.
know, this board has to make some laws as we went along to compensate for us not having zoning.
right.
Yeah. No, I think that, so I think we should work the two together.
Yep,
is my-
yep.
What I think.
Mhm.
I'm okay with moving forward. I don't know if you need a motion for you to do that, or what do you want?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask for a motion to move forward with trying to recruit at least 5 members to serve on such a planning board and figure out the interest and then move from there.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Yep.
I think let's see what the interest is.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're not gonna,
And we,
we're not gonna hire them right now.
and we as a
We're not gonna
board,
say you volunteered today.
we as a
but-
board can dictate what the planning board does. So then,
Absolutely.
I mean, our first step would be zoning before we can do anything.
Before we do anything.
Yeah.
Yep,
But that might be something we wanna get into quickly.
Yep,
that's how I feel. I mean, as a
it's
board.
been long overdue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've been talking about it
We've
too
been
long,
talking about it.
way too long.
And you're right, we set the parameters as a board and we
Yep.
can change those parameters,
Right.
as we go, we can add
Yeah.
stuff and take stuff away.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Peter Sorgi has voices, and when he was involved in what was going on in town, he's done a lot of these planning boards and zoning projects. He's another good guy that we could talk to, and he deals a lot with the little towns versus the big towns, so
Mhm.
he would be an asset also, I think.
And I just know, I've talked to 3 different grant writers so far and they ask me, do you have a planning board?
Yeah.
Do you have a vision? Cause they wanna see it,
Okay.
so that's.
Here's the problem, when we had a planning board, but what the hell's the vision?
Yeah.
You know, where is our vision? Because we don't have any set districts.
Right.
We don't have a vision.
Right.
We're
That's why we gotta create one.
unfortunately, we've been shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Because there's
Right.
been nothing here
Exactly.
Yep,
to stop anything.
but I just feel like as a board, it would be awesome to have
Yep.
another group of people specifically working on that.
Yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Yep. Go get it.
Did we have a second to that?
I did.
Yeah. we did.
Okay.
Yep. We got Sean and Frank.
Okay. So do we need to do a roll call? or-
Yeah,
Yeah, you just, all in favor,
All in favor?
I,
Opposed?
passes.
All right. Appreciate that, guys. I
Yep.
think that's gonna really be.
you're
important.
gonna, before I leave my train of thought, you're gonna get a hold of Danny.
Danny, yeah, I can.
And can we set up a time to have him come and talk to us about, because they set zoning up there.
Well, him and Sword, since
Peter
Sword
Sword,
is
yep.
Great Valley's
Well,
attorney.
we'll go to, I want to talk about something else in executive sessions.
Yep.
All right,
But yeah, I'll talk to him. When do we want to do it? During the day sometime?
anytime have late afternoon, mid-afternoon, it's good,
Okay.
anytime.
I guess you'll have to see what Josh's schedule
Well,
is.
yeah, what's your situation? When are you gonna be around?
Every time I come back, we have a friggin' snowstorm, so I'm not coming back again.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Keep that snow somewhere else.
I'm supposed to be wintering in Florida. My wife keeps reminding me of that.
Yeah, you think, I hear it.
Do you guys have anything else as far as board member, reports goes? Well,
I don't.
No, good.
you said something about executive session.
Well, we gotta do that for them anyway.
Judges.
So it depends. You wanna
Yeah,
do,
but-
you wanna review, we got only one.
For the
voucher,
judges.
right?
Yeah.
Wanna do that? We can do executive session.
Yeah, so then they don't have.
These folks can leave if they like.
Yeah.
You know? So we wanna do this one?
You wanna do this one first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause then
Yeah.
we're done, aren't we?
We're gonna.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do,
Wasn't.
so you wanna do the audit first and
Yeah.
let them go?
It's the only one we got. It's
That's
the only
fine.
resolution.
Yeah, let's.
That's fine, let's do that, and then we'll do
Yeah.
executive.
You got right.
I do, thank you.
You got. You.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
We gotta sign these papers too.
Thank you.
All right, so the first one we have is for the audit of claims for the final of 2023, end of the year. Whereas the town clerk has received and vouchered all bills for final 2023 on to abstract 13. Whereas the town board has reviewed abstract 13 and whereas the town board has audited the vouchers included on abstract 13 and approved them for payment. Now, therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes payments of all vouchers on abstract 13. General Fund 258 through 268, 820689, General Youth 6218, Highway Fund 1649305, Street Lighting 196416, Water Fund 17448888, and the Lime Lake Sewer Fund 10,099.69. The resolution as stated above is hereby adopted by majority vote of the town of Machias Town Board at an official meeting held today, January 16th in the year 2024. The yeas and nays recorded below.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Josh,
Yes?
Bob?
Yep.
Frank,
Yes.
Tom?
Yep.
Nick?
Yes.
Audit of claims for January 2024. Whereas the town clerk has received and vouchered all bills for January 2024 on abstract 1. Whereas the town board has reviewed abstract 1. And whereas the town board has audited the vouchers included on abstract 1 and approved them for payment now. Therefore, be it resolved, the town board authorized payments of all vouchers on abstract 1. General Fund, $236,162.27. General Youth, 0. Highway Fund, $7,277.33. Street Lighting, 0. Water Fund, $39.50. Sewer Fund, $290. The resolution as stated above is hereby adopted by a majority vote of the town of Machias Town Board at an official meeting held January 16th in the year 2024. The yeas and nays recorded below.
I'll move it.
Second.
Josh,
Yes.
Bob?
Yep.
Frank,
Yes.
Tom?
Yep.
Nick?
Yep.
Okay, now we can go to executive session.
You guys can go home and be warm.
Welcome to our new members of the board.
That's the wrong thing to do.
Oh, I know.
And so, I'm sorry. It just got worse.
Oh, yeah.
He elevated it. He elevated it.
It just got worse.
That was close.
Make me come over there.
What?
Don't make me come over there.
No.
I'm just giving it along.
Just give it along.
Yeah.
Cause I'm from the Caribbean, but I get cold. Let's don't hit that stump.
Yeah.
I was looking at it and I thought, boy, that snow right up to it, and they wing it a little, you know?
Yeah, I'll remind you.
They hit that, you're gonna know it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna spin right around, they're gonna fly into Donnie's. big truck.
She didn't say nothing if she wanted that ground out of there. I have to ask her,
You
not
have to-
Donnie.
Oh, yeah, ask her. I don't know if she wanted it done or not.
Right, she didn't say nothing, so,
Can you do that?
yeah, that's all in my right of way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think in the spring you should bring it up to her. She'll be okay.
Bring it up, it'll be better, you
Yes.
tell me.
Oh, me and Peggy are fine.
I know,
We're like this, don't you know?
Yes.
it was forever to get that tree taken down.
Well, it fell down in the road there that one
She
day.
didn't want to take it down for the longest time.
Well, she likes her trees.
I know she does.
She comes
That's
to my
why-
house and I trimmed all the suckers off of the lilac. And she's like, what'd you do? I said,
That's fine. Yeah, no, you ask her and we'll be good. I'll do it because it's well in my right of way. It's
Yeah.
well in the right.
I'll tell her that they come so close to winging it that they.
Yeah. No, it's like I say, if she wants it there, we'll leave it there.
I was thinking of sticking something there so you guys would see it.
Well, I can do that too.
Do that.
I can do that.
Cause every time I pull in the driveway, I think, oh my God, they're gonna hit that.
I can do that. I'll bring it. Mark.
I'm just afraid they're gonna hit it, spin, and end up hitting Donnie's big Dodge,
Yeah,
which is
no.
right across the road.
I know it is, I know.
He would have a heart
Yeah.
attack, 'cause he just put another part of that motor in his hand.
Yeah,
It's old.
yeah.
I know that sound when it comes to the house or whatever.
We're out of executive session.
We're out of
I
it.
think the time at the computer will tell me.
You can estimate it.
What are we signing?
You're signing for the Cat County highway funds
Oh,
that we have to send in and for the Time Warner's franchise, like to take the franchise out there.
Okay.
We're probably gonna answer some questions and I don't. Or they.
Gotta sign this one too, right? Just sign it
Yep,
down.
yep, that's for, to remove the town portion of the tax from the franchise agreement. And that's when the lines went. I was one. January 1st. January 1st, 19. Day. And then we live in.
I signed, yeah, did that.
Let's see.
Yeah. There's only three.
Okay, we need a motion?
Yes.
Are we done?
For adjournment, yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Thanks, guys.
All right, great.
Good movement. Good meeting, good meeting.
We need